Hey, what's up everyone? It's Jordy here. And today, in this video, I simply want to give you some pointers on how to become a better artist and also maybe some things that you should know before you start or when you're starting and you don't feel like you put out enough music or it's hard for you to focus and actually creating more content. I just want to give you some general tips on how to, you know, get better, get more content out, and give more room to your creative mind. But before I do all that, I just want to say there is a playlist on my channel which is called the 30 Day Video Challenge. And if you want to see all the videos, click on the info card you see on the top of the screen right now, or continue watching this video and check it out later. And if you like what you see, please consider subscribing and don't forget to leave a like on the video. Okay, I want to start off the video with a story which actually involves me personally, and yeah, it's about um, basically that being an artist and gaming doesn't really go together. Now, this actually is a story from a couple of years ago, and actually, it's a very long time ago. I think it was when I was about 16. I just started. I just started with the idea of becoming an MC and an artist, and the problem was that I was still heavily into gaming, and I did it a lot, mainly because I just wanted to. I just used it as a way to pass time and forget about my problems and basically just having a good time, or at least so I thought. And the problem was I kept getting into games more and more and more. And by doing that, actually being an artist, the goal that I actually had, actually got a little bit on the back burner. And then I really had a conversation with myself, and I was like, uh, okay, this isn't working. It's because gaming kind of became an addiction back then, because it's so easy to play games, because you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is play a game and just forget everything, and there's no like effort. Yeah, maybe if you want to get better at a certain game, maybe there's effort and challenge in getting better, but it's not like you're doing that like consciously. You're doing that subconsciously because you enjoy playing the game, and you at that moment enjoy that your time is passing, but it doesn't lead to anything creative. So I had a conversation with myself, and I was like, okay, so if you truly want to be an artist, you're going to have to learn to actually spend more time creating music and thinking of ways to get your music in front of people, and spend way less time on playing games. And that was a pretty hard challenge at first, because when I wasn't playing games, I felt like the urge to play games again, and then I started, for example, creating a song, and then I was like, no, 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 I want to play games, and then I started playing games, and then the project for a song got tossed aside, and I got back into gaming. And so at a certain moment, I was like, okay, um, I am going to cut gaming entirely. I'm gonna stop doing it. I'm gonna remove all my games from my PC, and I'm just literally going to focus on making music and being an artist and try starting a career. I must say, in the beginning, that actually worked quite well, because I had no games on my computer anymore, so I couldn't play them anyway, and I still wanted a way to pass time. And because I didn't have any games on my computer, I naturally just drifted towards music and creating more stuff. So that worked. But then after a while, I also became very tired of it because all I was doing was making music, creating strategies to get my music in front of people, researching on YouTube and researching on Google and all that kind of stuff. And it like literally burned me out almost. You need to make sure that you don't get addicted, or that like say a certain thing that it's easy to do. For example, it could also be watching Netflix or whatever, anything that is easy basically to pass time, and that doesn't require effort. Basically, try to make sure it doesn't get its claws into you, and yeah, makes you addicted, and that you become dependent on that. Because if that happens, you don't have room for creative freedom, because then the only thing you think about is, oh, I need to do that, oh, I need to do that, and then you cannot sit down and think like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Now we're 7 years further, and honestly, I almost don't even game at all, because as soon as I focused mainly on making music and growing my YouTube channel and basically being creative, then gaming became so boring that I actually almost completely stopped doing it. And now I maybe do it like 2 hours a week, maybe, whenever I feel like doing something, when I want to play a game from time to time. But like I almost never do it. Now it's just that I am in control of when I play games and not the other way around. But you can take this story and you can apply it to anything. Sometimes it also means that you have to do it when you don't feel like it. Because only then, if you're truly dedicated to what you want to do, only then will you see results. I guess that is what I'm trying to say. So that is the first thing, like making sure the thing you want to do is at the top of your priority list. The other thing that makes you a better artist is staying motivated. Now, this is very hard because, take a look at my channel. It only has 116 subscribers, and the most views that I ever got on a video is about 800 views. Now, I understand that when you just start out, then you're like, oh, but like my video only got like maybe 5 or 10 views, and I worked super hard on that song, and now I don't get any traffic towards it, and that in turn makes you feel like you want to give up. And I understand. I've been there many of times, and I'll be completely honest with you. Sometimes I still want to give up, because then I'm like, what's the point even? A way to stay motivated is that you remember you are doing this because you believe in it. Otherwise, why would you spend so much time doing it if you didn't believe in it? So the most important thing is that you keep believing in the dream that you have. Look at the things that you do right now. For example, you upload your YouTube, or like for example, you upload your song to YouTube and SoundCloud and maybe even other platforms. But the question is, what do you do after you put the content out there? Do you share it the right way? Do you share it with people that are actually interested in your music? Or is all you do go into Facebook groups that allow you to share your music and then post your link and say, oh yeah, here's my link, and then not even introduce it, just posting a link, and that's that? Because listen, people are not gonna click on your links. Why would they? Why would they click on a random link that somebody posts in a group? What you could do, for instance, is actually introduce your track and then post your link at the bottom of the post. But even that is something that I wouldn't recommend, connect with people that are in your audience. So I want to give you an example. I am an MC, and that means that if I want to get my music heard, or basically connect with people, and maybe through that increase my audience, maybe you should go on Instagram and search for a couple of hashtags which you think apply to your genre. So in my case, I might could look up hashtag underground rappers, or hashtag rap, or hashtag MC, hashtag beats. I don't know, and then go through the feed and then look at people on Instagram, and then search for content that actually genuinely interests you. And then once you found that, like, comment on their post, for instance, and then don't say like, "Hey, I like your content. Could you also check out my song?" No, 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 don't do that. Just comment on their post and say what you genuinely think of it. That way, if you do that, it's not a big chance. But if you do that on a couple of posts that that person has, it's more likely that they will actually check out your content as well. And you could take this concept even a step further if they allow it. Like, send them a message. So say like, "I checked X video and I thought this and this and this of it, and really keep going because I like what you do." And then just, send them that message, and then see what happens. See, what I've had happening is that I used the exact method that I just showed you, that I just told you. What often happened is, because I typed a genuine message, they would say like, "Oh, thank you, thanks for checking it out. Do you actually make music yourself?" And then that is the time that you also, could introduce your music. And other times, I just had people say, "Thank you," and then they ask, "Do you make music as well?" And then we just had a conversation about music. Now, these things are time consuming, but that really is a strategy that you could use. And this doesn't apply to only Instagram, by the way. I don't think this works very well on Facebook, because on Facebook, the artists that I see either have a personal page where they are on, or they have a artist page, and like, it's not really easy to connect with them that way. You could of course still do it by commenting on their posts and being genuine. You could do that, but it doesn't work that well on Facebook, I think. The point is not so much that they become a fan of yours because you're targeting. If you think that was my approach to this, no, because keep in mind, these people are artists as well. So all you do is you expand your network, so you have more people to work with. So you have to keep in mind that these things cost time, and if you want to stay motivated, set goals for yourself. Like, what are you going to do today to get your music in front of people, for instance? And as I said in the beginning, you are one of the only people that know about your music, or your paintings, or your drawings, whatever. And that steadily has to grow. And the way to do that, as I said, is truly connecting with